and gobs of mojo.
Stop calling me Sparkles, conjob.
Oh yeah, this guy's definitely ready to hold nigh unlimited power.
By the power of Nabu, let the conduit become a vessel of fate.
Gone to Shazam. Take the power of Etrigan.
Shazam!
John, what are you doing?
Just what it looks like, love. Using the Ibis stick I nicked from the Rock of Eternity to absorb all that power.
Not cool, dude.
John, you've left the rest of us powerless.
The fate of the world shouldn't be resting on the shoulders of a man-boy in a glowing romper. If anyone's going to risk themselves, it's gonna be me.
You can't handle that much power.
Maybe. It's a hell of a rush. You'll see in the end, or we'll all be dead. It's colder here than I would have expected.
I'm back again with another video. Thank you for coming out. My name is Chris Dash and I'm bringing you the character Captain Atom, and we are doing the new raid called JLD Shard Gotham. Okay, the Lord of Order has assembled to a much changed Gotham City for a final stand against the demonic invasion. Okay, there is a rip and portal in the sky right now that is going to take over Gotham, and basically what happens is we actually travel through it and we actually see on the other side of what this invasion is going to bring. From what they are showing us is going to show us we're going to be versing Talia, we're going to be facing Faust, we're going to be facing Mordu, and we're going to face Mordu's creature of animal of what his name is, and he's going to be the mystery boss. But as we are making our way towards the boss fights, we are traveling and we are grounded right now. So I just wanted to let you know, DC Universe was supposed to launch this on the 28th of March, but they actually did it. So what happened was that they launched it on a certain date before the 28th and was able to still get you guys to play, but we were all waiting on the 28th.
Go no further. All your effort will come to naught.
I'm going to enjoy handing your ass to you, Talia.
I've told you before, my arse is off limits to you.
In the fight of Talia, it's pretty straightforward. She brings out ads. She has Mordu's creature, pet animal, moving around magic. He's a magic being, a magic creature being. We don't know what he is created out of or where he came from, but Mordu most likely trained him as a very much of a pet to continue doing what he does as ruling. And from what I know, that Talia brings ads out and she doesn't really have any too much of a one-shot move. She stays very stagnant in one area where she is working on trying to focus on one person at a time. She has ads that hit really hard, so you got to be careful where they are. And likewise, Mordu's creature always pops up once in a while. It reminds me of a Teen Titan feeling where the bees from the opposite side, and on the opposite side when you walk in, there's a boss there's a boss fight, whatever, whatnot, but then the bees basically shoot on the ground and they shoot laser stuff and they show the direction where they're shooting. So basically you do not want to stand in those areas. Basically the creature actually shoots out lines of areas where you are not supposed to be, and then you could be in between and still not be able to get hit. And what happens is during those times of when it's going on and making progress, I was trolling and I was realizing that she was spamming these, and these are the things that I might have to be calling out, as she doesn't have any healing substance where she heals herself over time. And but it's always good, from me, it helps mount my supercharge. It's a supercharge regenerator, and it helps me get my supercharge quicker when I use that move. So no matter what, I will always be using it. One thing that you got to realize is as a troller, you got to always have your debuff on the the main character, depending on where the burn is actually focusing, where the DPSs are focusing, it will always help the situation with the HP going down a little bit more quicker just by a percentage. But now I just wanted to let you guys know a little bit more cleaner how this is gonna work. She's really straightforward. This is the normal version. If you are looking to go and practice this and see what it feels like, get into the event situation. The event situation will help you understand player animation on the opposite side of who you're playing. So when you're playing on the opposite side and you're seeing Talia doing certain moves, I tank, I troll, and I heal, and I see it from all different point of views, and you can see the difference of like where you're really affected the most. But tanking is really one of those things that you can see it, and the one thing about it is that when the tank realizes everything around him, pulling all the ads towards him. I was really pulling stopping ads from doing a bunch of things to characters because my dominance is 10,877, and I was able to stop them in their place because of the fact that my dominance was really high. And sometimes it's really good to have that because, you know, it helps out the tank to realize like you can't get everything every time, because we do miss certain situations. But Talia is not really that much of a hard of a boss, but when you come in here, she has ads, she has a lunging effect. She stays close to one character most of the time, and yeah, if she ever gets, you know, in a rushing stage where she wants to do something, she can hit you. It's like but she's not like Vice where she'll run off and like leave, or she's not like other bosses who would just run off and do their own thing and then they'll come back to the boss. So she's not one of those characters. She actually stays closer to the boss. But DPSs, if you don't have a loadout that keeps you from a long range situation, you might be hit, so you can actually fall. These bosses are strong, and likewise ads are really strong too.
Such a disappointment. If you cannot defeat them, let the Harbinger feed upon your power.
Master, no. I have been as loyal as a hound and as cunning as a cat.
And still you failed.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
Face your doom, Felix Faust!
What a blowhard.
Likewise, I just wanted to touch a little bit about the madness meter. So what the madness meter means is that you are right now in the center of hell from what they are you are in a realm where it feels like hell. And you heard at the beginning John Constantine said it was cold and whatnot. They need a lot of energy, and they use a lot of energy in this place. So basically, the one thing that you are realizing that when you're talking about energy is mental and physical. So this is a mental situation. So you're mentally getting damaged, and what happens is it leads it up to your HP. So what happens is the bigger the madness meter is, the higher the damage is when you are moving in this realm, and that's how much damage it's actually doing. If you have watched a lot of movies and stuff like that where Superman has been in the the Phantom world, or the Phantom, you know, the Phantom Strange world, or whatever you want to say, the Phantom world, or that realm where people get casted out, you can't be there for too long, or you might go too crazy, and then you might get stuck in there. You might hear too much voices, you hear a lot of things going on. So that's what's kind of going on. But Felix Faust is pretty straightforward. He uses hand blasters, he pops up shields, and he has effect where, you know, timely it happens where he brings out tentacles. Tentacles will come out and hit you. They're not strong tentacles like Aquaman's tentacles, where he gets basically controlled by Starro. It's not that strong, but it can still do damage. And he does spawn the new ads, what they look like, the new ads monsters with the tentacles all over their faces and whatnot, looking like squids. And they really look good, by the way. They like characters like, you know, I mean, you're talking about C++, you know, working that animation stuff. It looks amazingly good, and they look really nice. We're always looking for new ads and stuff like that, new characters that we're playing against and stuff like that, so to show the level of what the detail might look like. But for the most part, we are in Felix Faust, and one thing that you need to understand is that Shazam has a move where the Wisdom of Solomon, where he does not get trolled and controlled by spirits that or realms that might even want to attack his mind, and he's mentally prepared and mentally strong, so basically he can go in there and still be himself and not change. And what happens is when it gets too high for the madness meter, you can hit Shazam when he has certain points where you can go to him and click circle when he has the trumpet over his head, and he will give you the Wisdom of Solomon that will calm you down and ease the pain, and likewise get you back on the course of track that you are trying to make it in and out. But Felix Faust doesn't really have too much of a one-shot move either. He has multiple moves that he can move around different playing areas where he can shape shift all over the map, and he can hit you really hard. And remember, he's not like one of those bosses that hit easy. Like, if you're not a tank, you're not going to be able to live like 2 or 3 hits off of him if he connects you, and if he block breaks you, then it's gonna be pretty sad. But that skull move too, they explode and then they do damage too. You do not want to be around that too, because the fact that when he leaves those skulls, it's like kind of mini explosions. If you have seen the duo with Shazam, he actually pops out some certain like little electricity balls that explode, and they do damage. So they do actually do damage if you stand close to them. The farther away from them, the better it is, and it will help you be a much more of a better player. I am showing you a little bit level of IQ, which you might need, and always as a troll, you got to keep that debuff and that healer debuff no matter what, because even if you have it in your loadout, you don't want to see him ever restore back
I
life.
should have known better than to count on you, Faust. This beast will make better use of your power than you ever could.
Mercy, Dark Lord! Ah! I don't want to see that thing get a bellyache.
I'm weary of all this dickering. Come to me, if you dare! I control the Spear of Destiny, the Mark of Cain, and the Crime Bible. You are powerless before me.
Getting closer to the end of the fight, what you are going to realize is that making it from one end to the other after seeing it is a long way back. And from what we have realized when we were playing these characters, this character stands at a stature. He is really tall. If you would say that our characters would be like the tallest that we could have is probably 7 foot, he's probably standing at a 10-foot character in height and size. And likewise, this is his realm, so he basically is able to put himself at a height where he is able to look taller than everybody else and bigger. The one thing about this boss fight, it's really tough and tricky. He has a lot of moves that can end up making you really lose. He has teleportation moves, he works with hand blasters, and he pops out multiple adds whenever he feels like it. And yes, and his monster always pops out once in a while. That's basically timed, and he has one-shot moves. He has a skull over his head, and you just got to be very cautious. Like, because I was not really in there at the time and I wasn't tanking, this was one of my chances of going in there for like pretty much my first time and seeing it for myself. So I just want to let you guys know that he does have hand blasters. He's working with hand blasters, and you got to stay very vigilant about being closer to him because he can really hit you really hard. And he brings out tentacles, he brings out adds, he can lunge you, and he has I think he has a one-shot move. You just got to be careful with it when you see the skull up. You do that for a good time being. You stay around, you stay away from him. You do not give him any type of ability to come closer to you unless you are not, if you're a tank, you got to be close to him, so you can make sure that he gets your utmost best, like, you know, attention. And as we get ready to show you, like, you know what I mean, he's pretty straightforward, but you do not want to take him lightly because he is not someone that you want to be messing with on that level, because he can make you wipe a couple times, and it's not fun to wipe. It's really not fun to wipe because you get group members who really do not want to do it over again more than once or twice or 3 times, and they wanted to come in here and just do it with a successful group. And being with a successful group is always good, you know what I mean, and making it out and getting your items to continue with the battles and whatnot. And likewise, there is a new time capsule with Shazam, and you can basically get his outfit right now in this Shazam time capsules. So please take your chance and actually go use your stabilizers and go do that. If you have to, go buy them and go try them out, and you will have a nice look. You would see a lot of people in the watchtower or around Metropolis or Gotham who are wearing this outfit. It's one of the most iconic outfits right now. Stabilizers have been around for a very much long time, and they've been useful for getting you nice looking styles and looks for any situation that you might be in the senses of going on to looking like a certain character you want to be. And their 80th anniversary is here with Batman, so please take a look at that. At the beginning of when you first log in, you might see it, and you will see the emblem. The unicorn trinket is one of the new trinkets that's out right now, and they have a unicorn kind of material going on right now that you would see. It's more of like a very much more of a glistening diamond kind of feeling, but has a rainbow effect of like silver and a bunch of good looking mirror effects on it. When it's called the unicorn, it's called the unicorn material. But as we get closer and closer to the fight, and Mordu is going closer and closer down to his HP, his life, we are going to see what's going to happen as role-playing and storyline, and we're going to see what happens when Mordu loses a fight, and what happens when the creature becomes its own boss, okay, and makes his own rules. So as Mordu was saying, Felix Faust got eaten by the beast itself, by the creature, and likewise Talia was able to be,
What are you doing? You are Mordru's to command.
Didn't listen, did you? I told you that thing was gonna break free.
No, back. I am the Dark Lord. Ah!
Ta-ta, Mordru. Right, we've still got to deal with that thing, or we're all bollocksed.
But no pressure, right?
This boss right here has the movements of Paradox Wave's boss. When you get to the final boss, you actually see him. He has a rollout moves. He has electricity. He rolls with electricity. His tentacles actually spray out moves of electricity, and he has a grappling move where it's a grabbing move that can do very much of a high level of damage. It's like a one shot if he gets you. You do not want to be closer to him because he maneuvers around the playing field to get closer to you. And from what you need to know is that the closer you are, the more likely you get hit with more damage. The farther you are, the less damage you take, but you still get hurt by getting hit by the character itself. Likewise, ads will pop out, and what happens is during the fights the ads are still strong, and he will pop around. He has kind of like a brother eye effect too. So like, you know, he really most likely doesn't have his own playing style to him. There's nothing different from Paradox Wave, if you know what Paradox Wave is. And likewise, seeing the big boss in the middle who is fighting, you just do not want to be closer to him because he actually does spam the grab move, and he can do it closer to, you know, the fight. And likewise, he has a slam down move where he slams on top of his opponents after he finishes them off with the grapple move, or tries to bite them or takes a piece of them. The rollout move is not really much of a damage move, but I think it can. It's a rollout move, it's a damage. But the electricity focuses on the whole group. Most likely it's like more actually like electricity where you say there's a move in electricity where you actually get to heal everybody else by hitting all the ads, and then it basically doesn't heal you. But yeah, this is basically what it is. I hope you guys can fill the gaps. I know that I know what I'm talking about, and I hope you guys appreciate what I have to offer you guys in this new Shattered Gotham a raid. This is an 8-man raid, and we did it partially with 7 people, and then at the end we got one more person. We picked him up because I guess he was had to do something. He had to briefly just leave for a moment time being and then come back. But I'm with some people that if you see someone that you've seen before in my videos, please leave a comment in the description and let me know that you are watching my videos, because it'll be pretty neat to know. And likewise, it just shows me that you are attentive and you are very much someone who's a visual learner and knows who's around and who keeps on being around. I would say randomly I got picked up and they've seen me and they say, hey, can you troll this? And I said, yeah, I could troll this. And there's 3 more other trolls in here, and they most likely know that I did a great job doing it and keeping everything contained and keeping the whole situation situated, you know. So I am so grateful for a group like this that was really good to doing this. And yeah, you will have some times where you will fall, and there will be times where you will not fall, but remember, playing the game smart and not dying and not being picked up like it was Apex Legends is better than anything else. You can always stay consistent in knowing what's going to arise and what's going to happen. I hope this video helps you. My name is Chris Dash. It's about to come closer to the end. I would like to just show you guys just a little bit of content without me talking, but I appreciate you guys listening and to what's going on. And all these moves are repetitive, and he doesn't really have too much of a one-shot move, but I think he has a laser move, but he's not really too crazy. There is a new Trinket that is a smaller version of him, I guess the baby form of him, and you will see a lot in the game that is coming out. So I hope you guys enjoy. My name is Chris Dash. I'm bringing you the character Captain Atom. We got in a shaky point where everybody was trying to do pickups, and it was great, you know what I mean. We ended up coming out successful. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you. Remember, always just be happy. Thank you guys, and I'll see you guys with another video. Peace.
The Lords of Order should be able to close that crack in the sky now. In the meantime, I've got an ibis stick chock full of power.
That power is not yours to command, John Constantine.
You say that, but it's in my stick, innit?
Let it go, John. That much power could corrupt the noblest soul, much less yours.
I will, love. Just gonna settle a few debts first.
Damn it. Typical John. I'll work with the Lords of Order to put Gotham right. If you ever need anything from me, I'm there. Just say the